So guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. So I want to talk about Errol Spence. A lot of people are hailing him in the best welterweight in the world. They're putting in number one. You could probably say that. You could probably put Errol number one because of what he's done. He's a unified champion. He holds 2 belts. So I think from an achievement point of view so far, you could probably... I do think that he's got to prove, because there's 2 other guys in Pacquiao and Crawford that are champions that people consider also the best. And I think Errol Spence has to prove it by beating both of them, or at least one of them, to be recognized as the ultimate number one. I think everyone's got to fight one another. And only then I think we can then hail somebody best or not best, because I feel you can't just crown somebody a king. And if we start calling Errol Spence the number one welterweight, there's no need for him to fight Crawford Pacquiao, because he already said I'm the best. Fair enough. If every fighter should think that they're best, but they need to go out and prove it as well. And surely Errol Spence would want to make those fights as soon as possible. He did say he wants them. The fight that everybody wants to see is him and Crawford. But will Errol Spence have what it takes? Because he knows that he's got a chance. He's got a fight with Pacquiao that's more lucrative than a bigger fight that he may look at as an easier fight. Will he be willing to take a risk against Terence Crawford, risk everything, and then fight Manny Pacquiao? That's the problem. That's the problem. Manny Pacquiao is going to have a lot to say about this, because ultimately it's going to be his decision. He could say, you two fight one another, then I'll fight the winner. So he has a lot of shots to play as well, and he could call a lot of shots. But with Spence, I don't know whether he's going to be willing to take the risk and fight Crawford first, because he may think, I might lose to Crawford and then I lose everything, you know. And will the fight with Crawford be as big as the Pacquiao fight? It won't be. It won't be, you know. Of course, if he beats Crawford, then the Pacquiao fight becomes a monster fight. But it's beating Crawford's not, you're going up against one of the best fighters in the world. It's not an easy thing to do. So will he be willing to risk that Pacquiao fight? Because if he loses, he's not going to get the Pacquiao fight. So that's what's up for grabs. So he may want to have a bite at Pacquiao first before he can fight Crawford. And what you got to realize, if he loses, there might be a rematch clause. Even though I don't think there will be, because I think Pacquiao will call the shots on that. I think Pacquiao will call the shots on the negotiation table. And he may not want a rematch clause if he beats Errol Spence. We'll have to wait and see. But it's a tricky one. It is a tricky one, because we want to see all these guys fight each other to see an undisputed champion in the welterweight division. And whoever becomes the welterweight undisputed champion is probably the best pound for pound fighter in the world. And here's why: because the welterweight division is probably decorated with the best talent out of all the divisions. I think the best fighters probably come from the welterweight division. The heavyweight division is probably the most stacked, but I think welterweight division has probably got the best fighters, you know. And personally, I think, you know, you got guys like Mikey Garcia, you got guys like Terence Crawford, Errol Spence, Manny Pacquiao. You know, these are all guys. Mikey Garcia's operating there. Got Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, but especially the names that I mentioned early on in Pacquiao, you know, Crawford, Spence. These guys are probably top 10 pound for pound. So that in itself just shows that division's got probably 3 fighters that you could put top 10 pound for pound. So it shows how decorated the welterweight division, and guys like, you know, Danny Garcia, a couple of wins here and there, aren't too far behind. You know, especially with what Garcia's already achieved in the sport. He's a 2-weight world champion, former unified light welterweight champion. So, you know, Danny Garcia's achieved a lot as well. So, yeah, I think all of these guys are very talented, very, very good. And I think they need to fight one another and prove themselves. Will Errol Spence be able to prove that he's the number one welterweight in the world? Only time will tell. But I think to crown him yet is probably a bit premature. He may well be the best welterweight in the world, but he's got to go and prove himself. Leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think, guys. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.